M60A3 Combat Gun Mouse was made in 2010 and was distributed by companies such as Asima and Human League. It is a gun-shaped ergonomic computer mouse. The name M60A3 is a reference to a series of second-generation main battle tanks which were made in the USA between 1978 and 1983. The tank was very popular, and when the mouse was released, at least 24 nations all around the world were still using it. I have covered pistol mice before in episodes 172 and 223. The M60A3 belongs to the handle-only kind of mice, which are a bit stealthier and more socially acceptable than other gun mice. If one was to draw a spectrum of mice, between the two extreme poles of a vertical ergonomic mouse and a one-to-one pistol replica, the M60A3 would be situated closer to the ergo side, but I would place it nearer to the pistol replica than the Salman FG1000. The grey plastic of my unit has a glossy metal-like finish to it. A marbled red version also exists. Much like the Salman FG1000, the M60A3 can't be held like a pistol, as the grip is too short. In the base is a cavity, which is odd to house the ring finger of the player. Personally, I found this opening to be too narrow, and squishing in a finger got uncomfortable after a short while. A textured rubber mantle surrounds the grip piece. Beneath the natural thumb position, two push-button switch-based buttons are located. Per default, those are mapped to browser forward and back, but those are reprogrammable via the accompanying software. On the left-hand side is a scroll wheel, which can be pushed out of axis in order to press the middle mouse button. A two-pieces stacked trigger is mapped to the left and right mouse buttons. Although the actuators look like the whir of the back sliding variety, both are lever-based. The top button, which is mapped to the left click, is a dual-stage trigger. Going for the second click, but releasing both stages within half a second, will act as a double click. Keeping the second stage depressed for longer than that will act as a turbo button and will pulse left clicks continuously. On the top of the handle piece is an illuminated logo plate. Right below it is a button which acts as a selector for the scanning resolution of the mouse sensor. 800, 1200 and 1600 dots per inch are the available choices. The M60A3 was shipped with a mini CD which contained a configuration suite which was repurposed for it. The program ran fine on Windows 10 and I had no issues with it. When it arrived, the CD was heavily damaged by the softener of the protective sleeve, which ate into the polycarbonate layer. Luckily, using an axial grinder and metal high-gloss polish, I was able to make it readable again. Overall, the mouse feels sturdy, but sadly the sensor doesn't perform well. It tracks badly on many surfaces and mouse pads. Personally, I had good results using white paper. Today this might feel frivolous, but back in the late noughties and early 10s this wasn't unheard of for cheap mice. The Logitech M-UV94, which I was using at this time, did suffer the same exact problem. Back then, the solution was to simply carry a mousepad with oneself, and most desktop workstations would have been equipped with one. Supporting my Razer Exact mat with a piece of paper, I was able to test the M60A3 with Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Using it, I think I played worse than usual, but it was certainly no deal-breaker. My biggest problem with the M60A3 was the large amount of travel the left-click map dual-stage trigger has. At the normal mouse, travel stops after closing the contact. But on the M60A3 the travel continues to the second stage switch, which comes quite a bit later. As a curiosity, I like the M60A3, but I won't use it in the future. If you already use a diffusive mousepad and like ergonomic mice, I can recommend the M60A3, given you can find it for a fair price. The Asima variant came in a see-through blister. It looks pretty attractive, albeit cheap, and does a great job introducing all the features of the mouse. This was the end of the review. My name is Ben. I thank you for viewing.